What's up, Internet? Iron Jordan here. I'm back again with another deck profile. You might be thinking to yourself, wow, this is a lot of activity for the channel that's been dormant for a couple months. Well, turns out when there's a global pandemic, there's not much more to do other than to play video games and to brew Dragon Ball Super decks. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Today we have Mono Blue Vegito. This is what I have been playing. We've seen this deck top recently as a Simic version, a green-blue version of the Revive version, but I prefer the Mono Blue version. Why? Mostly just hand size. I played the Revive version. I think it was pretty good. I can see why it's really powerful, but I like the Mono Blue version because it generates hand size a lot better. We'll get into that here in just a second. Let's talk about Vegito here for a second. Front side. When this card attached, draw one card. Hopefully, you will never use that ability. Auto. If it's your opponent's turn, when one of your blue Unison cards will be placed in your drop area, or one of your blue battle cards is removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO'd, you may flip this card over, and if you do, draw two cards. Sweet. We just get to Awaken at 8 life then? That's amazing. That is the main draw to this leader. He's like a blue version of Hatchiak, except he's a little less frustrating to go against, or more frustrating, depending on what you're playing, I guess. Awaken. If your life is at 4 or less, you may draw one card, then switch up to one of your energy active mode and flip your card over. I have never used that. Never ever. I have always awakened at more than 6 life, and I've been playing this deck like mad since the starter deck came out. It got even better with set 10, thanks primarily to one single card, which we'll talk about here in a second. Bat side. When this card attached, draw one card. Surprise, surprise. Activate battle. Pay 2 blue. Choose one of your blue Unison cards, and it gets plus 10,000 power and triple strike for the battle. Note, this is not once per turn, so you can technically give your Unison, if you're out of cards in hand and you want to go for a big powerful swing, let's say you just used your entire hand to defend against your opponent and they're at 3 life. If you have 6 energy, you can use this 3 times on your Unison card, and it's going to triple strike to get plus 30k. It's pretty good. Auto once per turn. It's the same thing as the front side. During your opponent's turn, when one of your Unison cards will be placed in your drop area, or one of your blue battle cards will be removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill or KO, switch up to one of your mono blue energy to active mode and draw one card. So I said it's the exact same. It's a little bit different because you get to switch the energy to active mode, but it's a really good skill. It's another reason why I don't like the blue-green version of this deck. You are cheating if you switch a dual-colored energy to active mode with this skill. I know people have done it. I was doing it first when I first started playing the deck. I didn't. So for some reason, people just look over that mono blue text. It has to be a mono blue energy. So that's why we don't play. It's another reason why we don't play Revive, why we don't play blue green. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the decks. So this is one drop Saiyan Tribal, essentially. We're going to start with our Saiyan Bloodline Sungoku. This guy is really good. He's a one drop. He looks at the top 3 cards of your deck. He puts a blue or yellow Saiyan, of which we have no yellows. It's all blue. Card among them into your hand and puts the rest of them in the bottom of your deck in any order. So he can get your Unison cards and your Etcher cards at the bottom, which is not where we want them. But we do have ways of shuffling our deck, and we'll talk about that here in a second. We have a Vegeta here, Savior of the Future. He is Blue Kaba. That is all he is. But he's also here for another reason, because he's a Vegeta, and we have Goku. Oh no, we're playing a Vegito deck. Oh, crazy. You have 3 Super Saiyan Trunks, Architect of Peace. Auto. Pay a blue. If your leader card is a blue Saiyan card, which it is, when this card is used in a combo, choose up to 1 blue Saiyan card with energy cost 2 or less in your hand, negate its skills for the turn, and play it in rest mode. This is a really good tempo play. It works really well with our big Unison boy over here, but we'll get to that here in a second. Our last 2 one-drop Saiyans are Quick Dodge Son Goten. He's just a one-drop blocker. You want to see a one-drop blocker on turn 1, hopefully on the play, so that you can activate your Awaken really, really early. And yeah, he's just really good. Then we have Kakarot, Bearer of Fate. He's a one-drop cantrip, but he also has an activate main. Place this card at the bottom of its owner's deck. Choose up to 1 blue Saiyan card with energy cost of 1 in your drop area. Add it to your hand. You can add any of our one-drops. You can add this to search. You can add this if you need a blocker. You can add this if you need double strike. You can add this if you want to flash something in on your opponent's turn. It's really good. This card is amazing. It is a hard +1 if it resolves, and your opponent can't really do much about it. Do they want to waste a counterplay on a one-drop Saiyan? I mean, I guess sometimes they might, but it's just probably going to be bad for them if they do, because you have other cards. So, yeah, great, amazing. Now let's go on to the Unisons. We have Gogeta, Pursuit of Power. Permanent. If your leader card is a blue Saiyan card and you have a blue Saiyan in your battle area in rest mode, this card does not your leader card does not take damage from attacks. I messed that all up. Basically, if you have a blue Saiyan in your battle area that is a battle card in rest mode, your leader card does not take damage from attacks. So they have to either get rid of this or wipe your board. If you're playing against this deck, the best thing to do is to just kill the Unison, because you're not going to punch through. They have all these little weird things to do with this card. Which is why this is really good. If your opponent goes all in quad strike on your leader and you have the Gogeta out, you just pay 1 energy, combo this from your hand, and then play a 2-drop or less. You have a bunch of them. And now you didn't take the damage for the battle. It's great. It's pretty great. He has a +0, activate main, choose one of your leader cards or battle cards, and switch it to rest mode, add a marker to this card. It's really good because we play all of these little light searchers. So we play this guy who searches. We play the cantrip guy. Switching these guys to rest mode is pretty free to get the +1 here. It's better to do it on the Kakarot because he can still do his activate main when he's in rest mode. So you play him, draw a card, switch him to rest mode off the Gogeta, and then activate his main to put him on the bottom of the deck, and then go get one of your 1-drops back. It's super good. It's super, super good. Neg2, activate main. Draw 1 card, then choose one of your opponent's battle cards with energy cost greater than their current energy, ignoring barrier, and place it at the bottom of their owner's deck. Goodbye, Shenron. Yes, they will get their skill off of it, but it's fine. It doesn't matter that much. You got rid of the 9 drop. So, pretty good. Our second Unison is Super Saiyan Gotenk's Absolute Unit Sin. He's an Absolute Unit Sin. Dual attack blocker. We play 2 of this guy. Neg 2, draw 2 cards. Neg 3, activate main. Choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. Place them at the bottom of their owner's decks in any order. This card's just amazing. It's a really good finisher. If you need to end the game on turn 4 or higher, you just play him. He has dual attack. It's super good. You can give him dual attack, triple strike off your leader, which is why we play him. I'm actually probably going to bump this up to 3 because I want to see it more often than I'm seeing it. I just don't quite know what I'm taking out yet, but I guess we'll figure that out as we go along. I would advise trying to find a spot for a 3rd one of these, and even if you go up to 51 cards, I don't think that's a bad idea. Now let's go into some of our tech cards. Yay. Okay, so we have our super combo. Boo Boo Volleyball Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. The super combo is objectively better than all your other super combos because it is a Gotenks card. Why does it make it better? Because Gotenks is awesome. Shut up. That's it. In this deck, it's really good because it's a Sparking 5. So you're going to be at 8 life or 6 to 8 life for the majority of the game if you're playing this deck correctly. Even if you're playing against Hyper Aggro, you're still going to be at a high life total. So Sparking 5 is a lot easier to get to than the 4 life. You get there pretty quickly, so just play it. Sweet. Now we have Trunks, Hope of the Saiyans. We have 3 of this guy in here. This was a pre-release card from set 7. If you don't have this, you can replace it with something else. That's totally fine. I know this card's a little expensive, I guess, but this deck's still under $100. So this card's really good. You can flash in it on the Trunks, or you can just hard cast it, and every turn that he sits out there, he's going to be a 15k attacker that looks at the top 3, gets you a blue Saiyan, and then shuffles your deck. So he gets rid of the whole put the stuff at the bottom of your deck so you can put your Unisons back closer to the top, hopefully. Pretty good. Next, we have the Candy Engine. Vegito, World's Strongest Candy. Permanent. This card can only be played from energy areas. Auto, when you play this card, you can't play Vegito, World's Strongest Candy for the duration of the turn. Choose up to 1 Vegito powers combined in your energy area and play it. If you play this card, put this card to your energy in rest mode. So, the reason why this card is really good in this deck is because the FAQ has already ruled that Architect of Peace can play this card, ignoring the permanent. It blanks the card entirely. It also blanks the auto, so you can play multiple of them if you want. It's super good, and then you'll just get a bunch of swings on the next turn. Vegito, powers combined. He's in here for a couple reasons. A, he's insane card draw. He's a 3-drop 20k. When you play this card, draw 1 card, and if it was played with Union, you draw 1 more card. So if you have a Vegeta and a Goku on board, you can just pay 1, draw 2 cards, have a 20k attacker. Activate main, pay 2, choose up to 1 Vegito card other than Vegito powers combined with the energy cost less than or equal to your current energy from your energy area and play it. If you play a card, add this card to your energy in rest mode. He does not have the clause that you can only play him once per turn, so you can get into this really nice little loop where if he's already on the board when you start your turn, you swing with him for 20k, you activate his main for 2, you play the 2 energy Vegito, you play the Candy Vegito out of your energy, you swing 15k with the Candy Vegito, and then you activate main on the Candy Vegito to play the 3-drop out again. And then the 3-drop draws you another card. because only this guy can only be played once per turn. If it's your turn, his skills aren't going to be negated, so you just get a bunch of swings in for 2 energy. It's really efficient. It's super good. Next, we have 2 Super Saiyan Trunks God Sealing Technique. You can play more if you want. You can play none if you want. I just think if you're playing Unisons and you're playing blue, you're playing it wrong if you're not playing some bit of this card. It's super good. It hits anything. As long as it doesn't have deflect, it doesn't matter what cost the card is. You are simply discarding a card for free to Victory Strike, man. Victory Strike doesn't have deflect. They play Victory Strike. You play you discard this when you have a Unison out. The Victory Strike goes back to their hand. They feel really sad. It's a good day for you. You just probably won the game. This card is super good. I probably am also going to bump this up to 3, but again, I don't know if I'm just going to go to 52 cards and play one more of this and one more of this, but I think it's pretty, necessary to play some number of this card in your mono blue decks, especially if you have Unison. Well, really only if you have Unison. You don't want to pay 5 for this, but anyway. So, now we have only 2 more cards left in the deck. It's going to be 2 Coercions and 4 Dimension Mages. Why are we playing all those negates? Well, we want to keep our life total high, and the best way to keep our life total high is to protect our Unisons. And that is simply all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Your opponent is going to have a hard time punching through you with this deck list. It generates a lot of value. It swings with a lot of boys. It keeps its life really high. It is not uncommon to have 12, 13, 14 cards in hand with this particular build of the deck because it just pluses so hard. Having your blockers be cantrips and stopping an attack and keeping an energy up every turn, it's insane. I don't know what Bandai was thinking. Excuse me. Sorry. I don't know what Bandai was thinking when they built this leader. He's a little overtuned, but I really like him. And like I said, this deck is less than $100. You're doing pretty good to keep this. I would play this competitively. If you were to ask me right now which deck I would play at a regional, it would either be this or it would be Vanilla Coup, because I think Vanilla Coup is still really good and he's probably my favorite deck of all time in DPS. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want. Talk about this deck. Tell me how you play it. I don't think there really is a wrong way to play this deck, even though I don't like the Revive 2 version. It is still a good version. It's just not for me. So let me know what you guys think of the deck profile and what you want to see next. I'll start taking some suggestions if you guys have anything. I know that the YouTube channel isn't supremely active, but we're getting there. Quarantine's helped a lot. So I'll talk to you guys in the next one.